Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to get into some uh, classic Formula One drama, the kind that happens off the track after the checkered flag.
Yeah, we're talking about the absolutely shocking double disqualification of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in Las Vegas.
And this wasn't just a minor slap on the wrist, this was huge.
Oh, massive. We're talking about Norris's second place finish and Piastri's fourth place just wiped from the board. So our mission today is to really understand the obscure technical rule that led to this blunder.
Okay, let's start there. Let's unpack this critical component, the plank. It sounds so low-tech for an F1 car. Why is a piece of wood, a skid block, so important?
Well, it's the ultimate check on performance, really. That plank, which is made of a wood composite called J-Brock, is there to enforce a minimum ride height.
Right, because the lower the car, the more aerodynamic grip you get.
Exactly, more downforce. So when the plank is new, it's 10 millimeters thick. The rule article 3.5.9 is totally absolute. After the race, it has to measure at least 9 millimeters everywhere.
Wow. So you get exactly 1 millimeter of where to play with.
That's it. 1 millimeter is the difference between a podium and, well, a DQ.
So given that incredibly tight tolerance, how did the McLaren cars actually measure up when they came in for inspection?
They failed. It was an objective failure. The FIA technical delegate, Joe Bauer, measured them, and the rear skids on both cars were below the legal minimum.
And McLaren's own people were there to see it.
Yep. They confirmed the measurements. There's just no room for interpretation there. It's measured, it's recorded, and that makes it a slam dunk disqualification
A
offense.
slam dunk. So there was no argument McLaren could even make.
None whatsoever. I mean, once that measurement is confirmed, the regulation is black and white.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that McLaren accepted it immediately. They apologized to their drivers and said the damage was unintentional.
Unintentional. So the blunder was basically them just pushing the car set up too low, chasing that extra performance, and just misjudging things.
Precisely. They were running an extremely aggressive setup. And you have to remember, Las Vegas was kind of a perfect storm for this.
What do you mean?
You had fresh, abrasive tarmac and really cold night temperatures, around 16 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Those conditions, plus the high speeds, just caused the cars to bottom out way more than McLaren simulations must have predicted over 50 laps.
Which brings up the question of their models. I mean, shouldn't their state-of-the-art simulations have seen this coming? Or was it just an overly optimistic gamble?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? They took a calculated risk to gain performance, and the calculation was wrong. They admitted it. And the consequences, especially for the drivers, were just devastating.
Let's focus on Lando Norris for a second.
Hmm.
This DQ completely upended his championship situation.
Oh, it really did. The result was a massive 26-point swing against him. At this stage of the season, losing that many points, it cuts his lead over Max Verstappen down to almost nothing. It's a huge blow with only 2 race weekends left.
And looking back, there were actually signs the team was getting worried during the race, right?
Yes. If you analyze the team radio from the final laps, Norris was getting these cryptic messages, things like lift and coast, and they were telling him to avoid the aggressive curbs.
So the telemetry was probably screaming at them that the wear was getting critical.
It suggests they saw the problem developing, but the call came way too late. That critical 1 millimeter was probably already gone.
It's just incredible. The performance gain they were chasing is measured in tenths of a second. But the difference between winning all those points and going home with 0 was that 1 millimeter of wood.
It really just underscores the razor-thin margins these teams operate on. It's a brutal lesson in risk versus reward.
So a final thought for you to chew on. Considering this very public, very painful failure, how is this going to change how every F1 team approaches a new street circuit? Will the fear of that objective 9 millimeter measurement now make them pull back, even just a little, from chasing that absolute risk-laden speed?